Welcome to tonight's regional news. And coming out of Jamaica, the 5 Jamaican fishermen picked up by the United States Homeland Security investigators in September 2017 off the Haitian coast were charged with conspiracy to possess with intent to distribute some 613 pounds of marijuana, according to the affidavit filed by the U.S. Immigration and Customs Enforcement agent Jesus Pereira. Pereira, who filed the affidavit in the United States Southern District of Florida, said the charges followed an incident in which the fishermen were seen throwing bales overboard after they were spotted in a go-fast vessel approximately 12 nautical miles southwest of Navassa Island on September 24, 2017. Pereira's affidavit said that as the men were all citizens of Jamaica, they were transferred to the Coast Guard vessel USCG Confidence, along with the suspected narcotics seized during the operation. He said that the Jamaican authorities were consulted to determine the vessel's registry, which was confirmed, and the Coast Guard was authorized to board and search the vessel. However, he added that the Jamaican authorities later waived the jurisdiction of the vessel, which was then deemed to be without nationality and subject to the jurisdiction of the U.S., causing a delay in deployment. The men were taken to the U.S. on October 16. He also claimed that the agents who searched the vessel found no fishing gear, although the men insisted that they were fishing. The vessel, he said, had 7 20-gallon fuel drums and 2 55-gallon fuel drums. He said that the U.S. Coast Guard also found several bales of marijuana which had been thrown overboard from the vessel. The men, however, had a different side to the story. This is what they had to say.
In the night, we leave out to go fishing. When we reach a certain distance and the weather get bad, we develop difficulties, engine problem, so we drift off course.
We see this vessel up in the sunlight coming down on us. We see US flag.
When they come beside us, they say, stop the boat, this is US Coast Guard, and then we stop.
I asked what we're doing, we tell them we were fishing.
We show them our license and everything and the paper for the boat and everything, and they say they're gonna call Jamaica.
What's going on? We're like asking like, what's the process?
And then they put their guns up and say, we're to get on the small boat.
We move on now to Trinidad and Tobago. An argument between siblings over a television remote turned fatal when an 11-year-old girl died by suicide after she was sent to her room by her mother. Police said the girl was at her Aruca home at around 5:30 p.m. on Monday when she got into an argument over the remote with her brother. A fight began between the two and her mother sent her to her room. About 15 minutes later, the girl's mother checked on her and found her unconscious. She called an ambulance and she was taken to the Araima hospital where she was declared dead an hour later. Still in Trinidad and Tobago, a 12-year-old boy screamed in agony as he hugged and caressed his mother's body after gunmen shot her dead in Santa Cruz on Tuesday. Candy Ann McIntyre, 36, whose testimony led to the conviction of 3 men wanted for murder in 2005, had moments before attended her son's graduation at a nearby event center and was waiting for her husband to pick her up. Police said around 2:45 p.m., McIntyre of Quarry Road, San Juan, was standing at the side of the Santa Barbara Boulevard with her son when a white wagon which had been parked waiting drove closer. Occupants of the car, armed with high-power rifles, opened fire, killing the mother of 3 instantly. Investigators said the woman was shot multiple times to the head and upper body and fell face first. Her son was not injured in the attack. A heart-wrenching video recorded moments after the incident showed the boy caressing his mother's body as she cried uncontrollably. His piercing screams echoed throughout the area. An eyewitness noted that they noticed the wagon parked on the corner for some time before the murder. The father said he was thankful his son was unhurt. He said he had spoken to his wife minutes before she was killed. This is the 3rd gun attack involving children in the past week. And finally, in Jamaica, there has been a drop in skin bleaching among students attending school in Western Jamaica since Irwin High decided to take a stand against the problem more than a year ago. Dr. Michelle Pinnock, Regional Director of the Education Ministry's Region 4, stated that the issue of skin toning at St. James High School had been addressed by stakeholders over a year ago. A letter that has been circulating on social media signed by Principal of Irwin High, Victor Newsom, which subtly warned that the school will not tolerate the practice of skin toning by students. The letter read, "Dear parent or guardian, we have observed that there are changes to the tone and complexion of your child or ward. These changes are more visible on his or her face when compared to the photograph that is on file. We are therefore asking for a medical report from a doctor concerning the condition, as we are not sure if it is contagious. If it is not forthcoming, we ask that the child or ward remains home until his or her original complexion has returned and when it would have been deemed safe for him or her to be integrated into the school population. Dr. Pinnock said it would no longer be necessary to issue such a letter to parents as the issue has been resolved at the school. We went through the guidance counselors and we have seen an improvement. We don't have a problem with that anymore, she noted. Parents, she said, came in and there were discussions and actions taken to have the issue addressed. In fact, the regional director said bleaching by students throughout schools across the parishes of St. James, Hanover, and Westmoreland, which constitute Region 4, had noticeably declined in recent times. And that is all for today's regional news. I am Amal Griffith, reporting for HGP Nightly News.